As an educational leader, I've always valued getting in a room with a small group of people because you can listen to everyone's voice and have a powerful deep dive into what they want, their desires. What if you could have that same powerful conversation with 2,000 people, with 4,000? That's the game changer ThoughtExchange has brought to my district.
When I was hired, the board wanted me to make some changes to improve the programming for our students. So when I saw ThoughtExchange, I thought this is an awesome way to start and look at a different way of approaching people. So not only did we get feedback from our students and our parents and our teachers, we also sent it out to all of the community members. So we really looked at our budget and said that this is something we can't afford not to do.
Recently, someone came up and said, I've never met you, but I participated in your ThoughtExchange. So that was kind of cool. That we at least had that in common. And I was able to validate the fact that not only did I hear you, but your thoughts turned into action already.
The one big takeaway for us from ThoughtExchange is giving us actionable data that we can work from. So people's comments being filtered down into major themes that we can now break into strategic planning items. Being able to do that in a much shorter time frame than a normal strategic planning process, I think is going to allow us to get into some initiatives that we were thinking about 2 or 3 years from now, we're going to be thinking about right now.
When I came into Arcadia, my first introduction to ThoughtExchange was using the conversations on a broad level. Since then, we're using it across the board 360. So an example is we're getting big ideas from the community on where we should spend our budget. We're using it for principal searches to engage the community on what they're looking for. I use it for my cabinet meetings to decide, what are the real topics that everyone wants to discuss.
We use ThoughtExchange to do a climate survey, how everyone felt about what we were doing at the school district, and also do a stakeholder survey, not just parents and students, but the broader community in start times, whether to start secondary students later than elementary students. The most exciting thing about ThoughtExchange is it gives me a direct feed into the community about what they believe is happening in our school district. Not 10%, not 5%, not the most vocal, but everyone has an opportunity to give feedback.
One of the ways ThoughtExchange is efficient for us is it allows us to gather 5,000 people and synthesize their thinking without spending huge amounts of staff time on that work. That's a big money saver. So when we wanted to get a sense of the support for one-to-one technology or the capital needs in the district, ThoughtExchange allowed us to gather a lot of information and then distill that in a way that made some sense to both the school board and the folks who were watching the school board do its work.